only a week away now. We can already hear that Masters theme music going, Augusta and the Masters. And we are pleased to be joined by the voice of the Masters International broadcast on ESPN, Roger Twibell, 27th year calling the Masters. First off, I want to just ask you how you got into that role and how it's evolved over time.
Well, Nick, as you know, I was golf broadcaster for ESPN and ABC Sports for a long time. And so in 1999, I was sitting at home and at the time, doing a lot of golf and, on the road 35, 40 weeks of the year. And so it was Masters week. So it was just going to be a nice week at home, watch the Masters, maybe play a little golf myself. And on Wednesday night, I get a phone call from a gentleman named Will Jones, who introduced himself as a representative of the Augusta National Golf Club. And they, obviously took the call, was listening to what he was saying, but I wasn't quite processing exactly what he was saying, and wanted to know if I would be available to come to Augusta to broadcast the world feed tomorrow. And I said, Will, that sounds great. Give me 1 minute to check with my wife and make sure that I don't have any obligations, because being gone as much as I was gone and with 3 kids, I just wanted to make sure that, I was good to go. And she said, absolutely. So I said, yeah, Will, I'd love to do it. He says, well, we've taken this time to just go ahead, and we've already made you a reservation. So you have a flight at 6:30 tomorrow morning from Kansas City to Augusta. You'll arrive at 11:30. We'll pick you up at the airport, and you're on the air at 3 o'clock.
Wow.
And I went, sounds good to me. And so that's how it started. And here we are. This will be my 27th. And I was thinking back when we talked about doing this about 99. Olazabal won that year. It's changed so much. The tournament, the broadcast facilities. We used to broadcast, and I'm not kidding you, we were in the golf course superintendent's office, and we had this little room, and the world feed is essentially, to explain it to people, so CBS does a telecast, all right? But the world, and everybody in the world carries the Masters. They don't carry any of the U.S. commercials. They don't really carry the interviews. They just carry golf. So whenever CBS, or now with ESPN, would go to a commercial or to golf, I jump in and pick up the broadcast. So if you were in Auckland, New Zealand, or anywhere in the English-speaking world, you would then hear me. Or if you go on masters.com and listen to the broadcast, it's the same thing there. I'll jump in and pick up the coverage. And so it's an interesting deal. I'm on for at least 1 minute, because that's how long the commercials are. And sometimes it could be longer, but I never know exactly when I'm getting out. And I have to be part of the CBS broadcast. So I'm listening to them, because I don't want to say the same thing that they just said. So it's an interesting thing. And I've kind of, after all these years, gotten used to it. And it's been a blast. And then part of the deal is I've gotten to play the course about a dozen times through the years. Wow. So I always look at this, that Augusta National is paying me to come there to play the golf course. And I just happen to be announcing golf too.
Man, that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I listen to you here in Mexico. And every time I listen to you, I'm like, man, I wish that would have lasted longer. You have such a soothing voice, very relaxing, but still like very passionate about the game. That's what we all love. Like you don't want to fall asleep on the telecast, but you don't want somebody shouting at you either. And I think you're great fit for Augusta. They make everything so serious, but at the same time, that's why they make it so perfect. And congratulations on your role.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me because, I was an athlete. I was a football, baseball player growing up, and I never really got into golf till I got into broadcasting. And then I had the opportunity because of places I worked. I worked in Tucson, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, Miami, had a chance to play in a lot of pro-ams. So I started getting involved and learning how to play golf and enjoying it. And, I love sports, and golf to me is just all sports is something you should have fun with. And, there are certainly times to take it seriously, but I think, you have to find the joy in what you do. If you're playing a sport, if you're broadcasting, you try to find the joy in it. And there's the happiness out there. There's certainly a lot of agony, in golf. It can certainly at times just go, oh my gosh, why is this game so hard? But, we also find you can find that joy. And of course, last week, the greatest, joy ever, and Nick being a KU guy and myself being a KU grad. And I just had the opportunity a year ago to be the MC at the Kansas Golf Hall of Fame, where Gary Woodland got inducted into that Kansas Golf Hall of Fame. And to see what he's been through, to see him persevere, it was just, that's what I love about sports. That's what I love about sports.
It was definitely one of the more inspiring wins of this season with everything that Gary went through. You're talking about how you do those little quick hits, the 1 minutes. What is your, when you're listening into the CBS broadcast, what's your focus when it comes to you? Do you try to be provide updates to people, or what's your focus?
Well, we're covering golf. So let's just say, for example, that, Scheffler, maybe Frank Nobilo had made the call, and then they go to a commercial, and I just hopefully seamlessly, whatever the next shot is going to be, which sometimes I don't know, I just pick up the call. So if it's hey, second shot coming up here at 18, pins back right, and you're looking at Bryson DeChambeau and getting ready to hit this uphill shot, and whatever. But then I never know when we're going back, so I have to be very brief in my commentary. I have to be very concise. I can't get too deep in the woods in terms of stories and such, because sometimes we just go, they'll say, okay, Roger, lay out. Or sometimes they'll say, okay, you got a little extra time here. We're trying to get back seamlessly to the CBS broadcast. So it's really the type of thing where I just have to, I have to listen to what CBS guys say, because I don't want to repeat what they're saying, yet I want to be able to do the broadcast for people that are listening. So it's just, it's an interesting sort of kind of, you just have to be very aware. You can't be in a hurry. You can't try to tell some long stories. It has to be kind of short little footnote sort of things if you're going to do it. And that's basically it. I've had moments, for whatever reason, where I've been by myself for 15 minutes, where they've gone to commercial, maybe an interview, maybe the timing, we just can't get back to them, in the right sort of sequence. And then there are times, you get to a weekend and there's 4 1-minute commercials per hour, and that's it. I'm on, for 4 minutes in an hour. So I don't measure anything by the time I'm on. I'm there to do whatever the job is required to do. And if that's 1 minute, it's great. If it's 10 minutes, it's great. I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah, I think you do a great job in that. We can sense the feel for the course and the vibe of the tournament, but you do have a distinct, something that makes you stand out from the other commentators. And I always picture you as someone very tranquil, very serene, And so it's very like I'm kind of starstruck right now because I didn't even know what you look like.
Yeah. Well, so, Nick could tell you. I mean, I've known Nick for a long time, ever since he was a student at KU. Yeah. And my style's always been, and maybe it was because I was an athlete, and I have a pretty good understanding of sports and not just the playing side of things, but also the mental side of things and how, athletes approach things. And I've always been interested in that and fascinated by that in terms of how athletes approach, whether it's baseball or football, basketball, golf. And I've just always, and I've been very lucky. The people I've worked with, my main analysts, when I first got into broadcasting, I worked with an Australian fellow named Bruce Devlin. And Bruce was a very good player, golf course designer, and he was great and just really allowed me. And he was sort of a laid-back kind of guy. Most of the Australians are. Then I worked with Ian Baker Finch for a number of years and really enjoyed that. And then women's golf, I worked with Judy Rankin. So I've had, the opportunity in my broadcasting career to work with some really great people. And I think that's what makes, the business, getting to do something you love to do and working with people you really enjoy working with. And it just makes it, I'm not going to say easy, but it makes it easy. It makes it so what you were saying, Fernando, it's not forced. It's not that. It's just we're having a conversation. I always like to feel like I could ask them a question as if I was sitting at home watching this golf tournament or football game or basketball, whatever it be, and have that conversation. What would you want to know sitting at home about what was going on just then, whether it's the lie that person has, the wind conditions, is it more difficult? At Augusta National, it's interesting because as the courses evolved through the years, they call it the first cut or the second cut. Not a lot of rough, but it's just enough, as you know, that can make a difference if you don't find the fairway, particularly with the greens there at Augusta National. So hole locations, strategy, should they hit it down the left side, right side, fairway slopes? I mean, there's just that golf course makes you think so much. The strategy is unbelievable. So
that's actually a perfect segue because Fernando, I know, wanted to ask you to kind of rate the holes for Amen Corner, easiest to hardest, 10, 11, 12. What are we thinking here, Roger?
Well, I think for the average golfer, that would be me. So when I played there, you play from the members' tees, which are about 6,600 yards. Maybe 67. But I don't know. When you talk, there's nothing easy. I mean, there's nothing easy. That's what I would tell you. You have to put it in the right place. That's what I would tell you. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, the challenge, like 10's a downhill par 4 that slopes right to left, and if you can turn it over, and if you're a right-handed golfer, turn that thing over and get it down there, then the green slopes from back to front, depending where that hole location is. If you can get it down there far enough, you've got a decent chance. 11's just such a strong hole. I mean, it is just such. You've got to just hit a great drive there to have a chance. And then what can I say about 12? I mean, if you can get on the green, it's a win. Wherever you are on the green, if you're on the green, that's a win.
Yeah, so many hard holes on this course. I mean, there's a reason why they play the playoff on 10. Bubba gave us maybe the best shot ever there.
Oh, yeah.
11, it's not very often when you see tour players like lay up on a par 4. And you see everybody hitting out to the right on 11. That's crazy. They don't even try to hit the green sometimes. And 12 is just brutal. Like, it ruined Francesco. It ruined Jordan Speed. Like, I'm glad they're back, but it's so tough.
Yeah. I don't know if I can show you this, but every year they give us hole location sheets before the round. And so I don't know if you can see that. Every year I've collected the hole location sheets. And so this one is from last year on Sunday. In 11, you're talking about 11, it's back, kind of the traditional back left. Let me get over
Back
here.
left. Yeah.
Wow.
And anyway, I have fun with these. I think they're great. And I give them the gifts for people that put them in a little frame and stuff and do that. But yeah, the whole locations are always interesting. And so for the people that get the chance to play on Monday. So on Mondays, they invite, sponsors, people associated with the tournament, broadcasters from around the world, journalists. And so the whole locations are exactly the same as Sunday. And so a couple of times what we've done is, and look, I'm going to brag just a little bit of myself. I broke 80. I shot 79 one time. Okay. I made every putt that I looked at. It was unbelievable. But sometimes when you're not going along so good, you're on a hole and you go, hey, let's try that shot that Phil hit. Let's try that shot that Ernie Els, or whatever. So you go over and put the ball down and okay, yeah, good luck to us. I mean, but anyway, it's fun.
Tiger shot on 16.
Yeah.
Speaking of 16 and hole placements, what would be your favorite pin position on Sunday on 16 and 18?
Well, I mean, the traditional one on 16 is terrific. I mean, you want to call it front left, but it's sort of back. It's more back and to the left, and most people try to hit it up on the slope and bring it back down. I mean, that's kind of the play there. 18, that hole location is really a good one because and so if you get it up on that upper shelf, I mean, you got no chance putting down the hill. So they tweak those hole locations a little bit, change them around. It's interesting. I was talking to some people there yesterday and looking ahead at the weather, and so far, knock on wood, so far so good. It looks like the weather's going to be okay. Temperatures maybe in the 70s. We've had through the years, we just haven't had that many tournaments where all 4 days have been dry, not cold, and just where that golf course, you just want to see it play fast and firm, and really challenge the players, and then see what happens on the greens on Sunday. It's always to see the talent that these players have and the things that they can do, the shots they can create. I think that's what we all really enjoy.
Yes, what I was saying a little bit at this question is that, like you said, they tweaked the pin positions on 16 and 18, and I think they're easy, like in my opinion, in comparison to what they could do. Like they could do like back right on both holes, and it would be way harder. But maybe as an announcer, you want them to make birdies and not like struggle for pars on the end.
Right. No, I agree with you. That back right hole location is really tough. It's 16, and so yeah. I mean, if you ever get the chance to go there and you walk around and you look and you can imagine, what if they would put it over there? What if they would put the whole location over there? It's they've been doing this for a long time, and I think it's produced some pretty good finishes. So they'll I think work with it a little bit, but they're not going to change it too much.
Yeah, I think they could make it impossible, but they want something to be made.
Yeah, no, we don't want it impossible. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Best Masters win. So Fernando was saying like Tiger 97 or 19. That was a pretty awesome one. Rory last year, which is how much of a roller coaster that was to win the playoff. Phil in 04, or is there another one that comes to mind?
Oh, there've been. I mean, there really have been so many really good ones, and there've been a lot that have just been, I mean, a great story to tell, and I think for Rory finally getting that victory, I think everybody was really happy. I mean,
Yeah.
let's get it done. All right. And it really had become sort of the whole talking point with the Masters. And I think everybody kind of like, okay, can we just move on from this now? Can you just win the tournament? And so that was pretty good. Phil in 04 was pretty cool. I would say that was something that, was really neat. There just have been so many great stories through the years. And everybody has their own, favorite golfer and stuff. And, I just, for me, I'm going to throw out Dustin Johnson in the 20 Twilight Zone Masters.
Oh, yeah.
Where there was nobody there. It was in November. Okay. Yeah. Right. So it was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
he tore that course up. Yeah, he tore it up.
Oh, I know. And there was nobody there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge collector, but I just figured there was never going to be another November Masters. So I bought a bunch of stuff. And so I've got the Dustin Johnson signed 2020 flag.
Wow.
The only November Masters. I don't know if you can see it there. And so that to me is kind of, I would have to say, my favorite, because to announce something with there were people there, obviously, there were rules officials, there were standard bearers, there were some close family members, but to hear a great shot, you get, it was like the Twilight Zone. I mean, it was, and so
but are the greens faster in November or slower?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, are the greens faster in November or in April?
Well, that's a good question. That is a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I just know I'd never been to Augusta. I had just never been to Augusta in November. I mean, I'd been to Georgia in November. I'd done some football games down there at some point in time, but it was just, it was just different. It was just
different. He was meant to win. Like, they stole majors from him and on the PGA. Almost tried to rob him at US Open as well. And he came back strong.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no question about it.
And you talked about how you scored 80 on Augusta, but Fernando wanted to know if you can break 70 with some certain rules. So Fernando, explain the rules here.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the greens are so hard. Like, I played at some Alistair McKenzie courses and they're like really slopey. And I was wondering, would you break 70 hitting starting all the way on the green, but having a 50-foot putt on each hole?
Could I break 70? Is that what did you ask me?
Yeah,
that?
like starting on the green, how many putts per average would you make, like starting 50 feet away?
Yeah. So interesting. I would say my strength as a golfer is my putting, my short game. I was able to shoot 79 that time because I made all the putts. And the greens are so true. If you just get them online, I mean, they roll beautifully. And I just, I had one of those days where it was a lot of fun. But it's a type of golf course where location. You just have to hit it in the right spot there to have that approach into where that whole location is there, and then the different levels. And it's like, Fernando, where do you want to miss it? Where is the least trouble? Where do you have to be? And so that's where managing your golf game and really being able to have control of your golf ball comes into play. And I'm going to be really curious about this year's tournament with what's transpired so far this year out on tour. And I don't know who you guys are picking. Maybe we could do that. What do you think, Nick? Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't go wrong with either of the two live guys right now, Bryson or John Rahm. I mean, Bryson's won back-to-back weeks now. Rahm won in between that, beating Bryson in the playoffs. So I think you can't go wrong there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really like Bryson a lot right now. I mean, his short game is really good right now too. And if I had to pick a young guy, a first timer, it'd be Chris Gotterup. He's
okay. Yeah.
He's been pretty good. He's been pretty good in his brief PGA Tour career, and so he's playing at the Masters for the first time. So and he hits it a mile, and so I would go with Bryson as the veteran guy and Gotterup as a young guy. So
yeah, I think if this was the U.S. Open, it's by the way they are playing Bryson and Rahm, they would definitely be the favorites. But I don't know, like this course seems to elude them. Like seems like a lot of trees maybe for them, or maybe they just want to overpower it. And like you said, this course is more about location. But I mean, aside from that, I think I like Sanjay In. I think his game is perfect for this course. Like he's very precision, strokes gain from the fairway to the green and strokes gain approach. And yeah, I think he's my pick right now.
Okay, so Nick, Bryson has finished top 6 the last 2 years. So I mean, he's been kind of
he was in that final group with he was in that final group with Rory. Yeah.
And I saw him hit a golf shot in that event where he beat Rahm in the playoff. It was they had some weather over the last hour. The golf course was very wet. It's a par 5, and he hit it left, and it was kind of in a really wet area. He got a drop, but it was a sort of a ball below his feet. He took a 5-wood and hit it 255 to 10 feet. Yeah. I mean, I just don't see golf shots like that every day. I mean, he is like, and he was putting great. That's going to be interesting. And Rahm's game has been really solid too. I mean, he's been right there every tournament there on Live, and so those two guys are very very much in the mix. I'd say.
What about Scottie Scheffler? It is an even year. He won in 2022 and 2024. Yeah. And I know he's coming. He hasn't played in 3 weeks now because he was supposed to play last week, but then his wife had their second kid, or at least I think that they had the second kid.
Yeah.
But it is an even year though. So what do we think about Scottie though?
Yeah, his form. He's not been putting great. I think that's been and he's gotten off to a slow start in all these tournaments. It seems like over the last month or so. He would come back, play the last 3 rounds really well, but he was off to a slow start. So I would say his form coming in is probably not where it needs to be, but he's pretty darn good. But I like Bryson. That's who I like.
Yeah, that shot was incredible.
yeah, Bryson.
You saw that? You saw that, Fernando? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was. There's no way. I thought the Southern guards had it in the bag, but it's so incredible how every single tournament they shoot like 26 under, and then in the playoff they hit it. They do these kind of shots. Like the lie was the worst. Like he could have slipped on that shot.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Anyway, it's entertaining. I enjoy. I record all the golf, and just for this tournament, which is the only golf tournament I do, and I'm basically retired, but I like to see all the different locations they're at and the golf that's being played, and so I record it all and have a chance to watch it. And I've enjoyed their golf this year. I think 72 holes, that's been good. I think that's been good for the live players, and so we'll see what happens. But I knock on wood, if we can get a great week of weather, that would be just terrific. I'd be very happy about that.
Yeah, we always say on the show, we love all the tours. We talk about all the tours. We just love.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't matter, PGA, Live, whatever, DP World Tour. We just love golf.
Yeah. And, Fernando, the neat thing is if you know some players and stuff, it's always fun when you can follow somebody. There's some players I've met. There's a KU golfer that's been on the Corn Ferry Tour, Hillier. He's from New Zealand. And
Charlie,
Charlie. Yeah. Follow him a bit. And just, you meet people along the way. And so it's kind of fun, if you can do that and makes it more interesting.
So you gave us kind of your under the radar pick with Gotterup. You're going with Bryson as your Masters winner. What about somebody you don't think in the field will win?
Well, there'll be a bunch of them, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I don't know. That would I think I would rather look at it in a more positive spin. That you could say the par 3 contest. Whoever wins the par 3 contest probably won't win. The Masters because it's never been done. All right, so that would be the one.
And there you go.
Yeah. Do you think it's more of a draw course, or it doesn't matter? Is it better for this course if you hit a draw?
Oh, hit a draw, yeah. I there was a time when people talked about Trevino always talked about the fact that he faded the golf ball and it wasn't a fader's course. I think that the guys hit it so far now. It's kind of and I think they're just so capable of creating so many different shots that I don't know if that's a factor, really that much.
Yeah, you're right, because Dustin Johnson has never hit a draw, and he won.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah, and so I think that's it's a matter of managing your game and getting it to the right spot and the right number and being comfortable with that. So. Before
we let you go, we did mention that a little bit at the top of the show, but just get your reaction to Gary's win this weekend. Just with everything he's gone through, the brain surgery, the PTSD diagnosis, first win since his U.S. Open win, and it just everything that came with that this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's just a great story, and he's such a competitor, and he's a great athlete. I mean, his story. He was a basketball player. Went to Washburn University for a year, played basketball, and so very competitive guy. And working your way through adversity like that, and having people around you that believed in you, and the fact that he was able to go out there and look at this golf course where he had some success last year. I think he shot a final round 62 a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. So he's at a very comfortable place for him in terms of the golf course, and it happened. It just happened for him, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And
5-shot victory. So he was in cruise control. He talked about too. He switched his iron shaft to get more speed on his shots, and so that's what really kind of helped him with his coach. That was like a tweak they made, and that was what won it for him, he said.
Yeah, well, pretty good for a 41-year-old guy that can still, move it out there about 325, 330. I mean, I mean, it was great. And as I said, this is what you love about sports, things like that. That's the good stuff, really is.
And we picked him to win last week on this show.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah. We won some money with Gary. So happy for him. I know that he's a hooper, that he played at basketball college, and I know that, I mean, he hits it like 190 ball speed. He had like written on his shoes like courage. Like even the best have struggles. Like Bryson talked about it. He had some struggles, and it's just part of the human experience. Right. And you just gotta feel it all and just keep embracing the challenges of life. And golf is a great mirror of that.
Yeah. I've always had so much respect for golfers. I mean, I primarily played team sports, but golfers, it's look at how many years he went without a win. That's hard. That's tough to do. You're trying to win, but only one person gets to win every week. And they're no little victories, really. I mean, yeah, I had the low round of the day. Okay, you can. All right, great. But it's just such, Fernando, as you know, I mean, golf is just a difficult sport to win. There's only so many tours, and it's a challenge. It really is. I respect everybody that's gone out there and tried to do it and have had success doing it, because it's a challenging sport. And I give those players all the credit in the world for trying to achieve what they have.
Yeah, golf is so demanding, and it's really cool. But there's so many good players out there, and as you said, only one can win. And we all have, like, golf is just a fraction of our lives. It's not our whole life, so it's hard to put it into perspective and not take it so seriously. But at the same time, putting the time in to practice and prepare and execute on the golf course. This sport is more about strategy and control, and not getting yourself ahead of yourself, or staying dwelling in the past. It's all about staying present, and maybe it's not gonna make the world like a utopia, but I think it makes us all better persons from the inside.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't have said any better myself, Fernando. Perfect wrap to let Roger go tonight. We appreciate you giving us almost 40 minutes of just great Masters knowledge of everything: broadcast, holes, picks, everything.
My pleasure. Good to see you guys. Thank you.
Oh, hey, well, and we look forward to hearing you on the call as well in those breaks. In those breaks,
I'll be there. Okay.
Thank you, Roger. You're the best. We'll be tuning in for sure. Team World.
Okay.
See you, Roger.
Great, Fernando. Nice. Okay. Bye-bye. See you, Nick.
Bye. Oh, what a beautiful smile.
Yeah. That's that TV smile right there. That's
what being invited to Augusta does to you.
Yep.
For 27 years.
27 years.
Wow.
And the first time, like you said, he got called the night before, and he got flown out the morning of.
Sounded like a Secret Service operation. Like, Roger, we need you to save the Masters.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, loved Roger's perspective. It was awesome to hear from him, get his perspective about everything. And it's also fun too. He agrees with Bryson. I think Bryson Bryson or Goddard, those are his picks. Those are good picks.
Yeah, they're great picks. I don't know why I keep trying not to jump on the Bryson train, but I think it's time to do it. Like, yeah, let's put all our money on Bryson.
Yeah, and he played Little Augusta. I saw on his YouTube channel. He played Little Augusta, which is where a lot of the golfers prepare. Byron Nelson used to play there back in like the 30s and 40s. It's this course in Texarkana, Texas, border of Texas and Arkansas. And Byron Nelson used to play there, prepare for the Masters, Little Augusta, and it's like very similar where the water's close to the grass and everything like that. So he go check it out. It's already got over 1 million views because that's Bryson on YouTube right there.
Yeah, he's crazy popular, and it's interesting how these Augusta-like courses are all in Texas.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But it's definitely not as windy in Augusta as it is in Texas, no?
No, except for this weekend. I guess it's supposed to be windy, like down towards San Antonio, like southern Texas. So, but we'll get to that. But first, though, you mentioned Gary Woodland. You picked him to win this last week, and he won. You also picked Alex Fitzpatrick to win Hero Indian Open, and he was at one point he was 5 shots back with like six or 7 holes to play, and he still won. Like crazy comeback win, and him and his brother win back-to-back weeks because Matthew won last week at the Valspar.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened. And we talked about this, like how Matthew was getting a little bit like jealous of his brother because Alex had been playing so well all year. And suddenly Matthew wins in the PGA Tour, which is arguably harder to win than on the DP World Tour. So Alex, I'm sure he got stung by that, and he needed to show his brother who's boss. And man, I woke up with the greatest news that he just won in India. I thought Shakara was gonna run away with it, but that course is just brutal. Like you missed the green by 10 feet, and you can still be looking at a double. And yeah, now I know why the best players don't even show up there, because they don't want to make a fool of themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want somebody telling them like they shot 80 there. So,
hey, Akshay Bhatia tried. He was the best. He was the highest ranked golfer in the field, and he missed the cut. I mean, you were talking about how hard this is. He goes there because he's his top sponsor's Hero, so he wanted to play the Hero Indian Open. Also has some Indian heritage as well. And he tried, but he did not do very well. He shot +5 on the front 9 of his first round, got it back to +1, and then missed the cut by missing the putt on the final hole to make the cut. So he was up and down all week.
Yeah, I mean, those greens look so firm. Like you could just hit it pin high and it would just go 40 feet off the green. But I mean, we love it. We see these players struggle, and that means anything can happen. Like Alexander Fitzpatrick finished with a double bogey and still won by 3.
He only needed 3 putts to win. That's how hard that course is. Chikara was in the lead, and Fitzpatrick needed just 3 putts to win on the 18th.
No lead is safe there, and Alex, I think he's a contender for the Ryder Cup now.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Luke Donald, man, he knows how to pick a team. So we'll see. Maybe
we still have a long ways to go, but very excited for that.
We can see the Fitzpatrick brothers as a pairing in the match play.
Yeah, with the Højgaard brothers and the Elvira brothers, it would be so cool to have those 6 on the European side next year.
A great finish for Nikolai too, finishing second. He gets into the Masters field for finishing second.
He was hitting like 390-yard drives out there, just giving it all.
Crazy.
It looked like it was over the final holes, but then he made it interesting a little bit.
Yeah. This week, the last of the Texas swing, Valero Texas Open at TPC San Antonio. This is a good field because a lot of players want to get one more round in before the Masters. So some big names. The betting favorite, Ludvig Aberg, followed by Tommy Fleetwood and Russell Henley. And we know Aberg was in contention at the Players, and then on the last day, those 2 water balls took him out of contention. What do we feel about these 3 players and their chances?
Yeah, I mean, Ludvig obviously had a chance to win the Masters recently too.
Yeah.
He hit it on the water on 11, like Roger was talking about. He was going for that pin on the left, but I can see why he's a favorite. Has the best attitude, the best swing, everything. It's just a matter of time. I think we all want him to win the Masters, not the Valero Texas Open, but I mean, it's still great. More wins. Nobody's going to say no to win. Tommy, obviously, he has the most top 10s after Scottie, so I don't see why not. He's a good pick here. And Russell, like Brandon Weir talked about on this show, he's the best iron player on tour. So, yeah, good picks.
Only one Fernando's favorites this week, but I will let people know you might want to pick one of these 3 players or maybe put money on all of them because Fernando's been hot, picking both winners last week, a winner the last 2 weeks before that. So pay attention, people. Fernando's favorites. And I know Fernando's been high on Robert McIntyre for a while. We all want Jordan Spieth to be playing well, especially going into the Masters. And Johnny Kiefer, a top 3 finish last week.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Mack is so tough. He's so greedy. He's just like Scottish, so he knows how to play on the wind in tough conditions. And Jordan Spieth, he's a past champion here. He's so cool. Like when I first met him in 2016, I think he kind of gave me like a douchey vibe. But then I understood, that's he's good at it. Like Charlie Sheen, he's good at making fun of other people, but he does it in all good spirits. And that shot that he had hit on Pebble Beach, where he risked his life on number 7, that made me respect him so much more. I think he's like a daredevil, like he's not afraid of anything, and that's why you need on this game to play like a child. And Johnny Kiefer, yeah, I mean he won Best Conference Tour Player of the Year last year. That got him into the Masters this year, so he's vibing, he's playing well, and I think people underestimate how good this guy is.
Collin Morikawa was going to play, but withdrew. He's still dealing with that back problem. So hopefully we see him back at the Masters and continue that he has some good recovery as well. Because he's been playing great golf this year.
Yeah, Rory, Scottie, and Collin resting for the Masters.
Oh, yeah, all 3 of them. Like, I would never have thought 3 weeks off between. You know, a lot of these players want to play one before, either play this last week in Houston or this week in San Antonio, but we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see how the rest. Yeah.
I'm sure they are playing, but I think to this point of their careers, they're just managing their energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we know Scottie will enjoy Rory's little champions dinner, and we'll know he'll enjoy that. And we'll be.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah. All those courses, man. Like, you know, you got appetizers, you got the main course. And you have the desserts and the wine, like
expensive wine. Yeah, I mean, I think none of them are chefs, so you can really hold them accountable for the food taste.
That would be one dinner that I love to be at, though, because you have live golfers there, you have PGA golfers there, you have old timer winners there. I mean, so much just golf in one place.
Yeah, I think my favorite dinner to have attended would have been when Angel Cabrera won, because the Argentinians make the best asado.
Oh yeah, okay. The John Rahm one, that stuff looked really like spicy and hot. That one was.
Yeah, that looked like a proper chef did it. Like, he even brought like the famous Spaniard guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably did. He probably flew him in. Yeah. We're not taking this Augusta National chef. We're bringing in somebody.
Yeah, better than Baba's like burgers that Nick Faldo made fun of. And
hey, that's American though. You know, burgers. Let's go. Burgers, hot dogs, brats. That's America, man.
Yeah, Baba is the best. I think he was just trying to make fun of them.
Yeah.
I don't think he eats that every day.
No. Before we go, let's just touch on this really quick. It was breaking news before we went to the episode. Tiger Woods taking a break from golf after his arrest. He got into that rollover car accident and was arrested for a DUI. And I did a video on this on the channel earlier this week talking about how he should get a driver. He doesn't want to get a driver because he wants to keep his privacy to himself, which is fine. But you could tell because he did have drugs on him that, you know, he was impaired and it caused the accident. So we don't want anybody to be in harm's way of Tiger. We don't want Tiger to get hurt. So I'm glad that he's prioritizing his health and his family right now and taking this break.
Yeah, I think he's reminiscing of what happened to him in 2008. Mm-hmm. And I think the world has healed. Wish Tiger the best and hope he recovers well. And we all want to see him back in the Masters. Obviously, Brandon was right. He's not coming back for this year, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, he still was in the field as of this episode recording, but this was just right before the episode. He was in TGL last week, then gets into that accident. So crazy week for Tiger, but we hope the best as he focuses on his health and his family and his time off the course.
Yeah, apparently TGL means a lot to him. Maybe he was devastated by their loss in the final.
Yeah. I mean, he took 9 shots. I'm like, oh man, he's coming back. He's gonna, you know, he's still listed in the field. Like, but we won't get that this year. But maybe next year, we'll see. Yeah. What an episode, though, Roger. I mean, that's my guy right there. I mean, I met him when I was in college at Kansas, and he's been a great mentor and friend, and provided some great perspective. And that's awesome too, because I didn't know that you knew his voice, but you never seen him before. So there you go.
I was always mesmerized about that. I was like, why are they changing like broadcaster or like a commentator? But then they change it back again. Like I like the other guy better. Like like Roger is so cool, man.
Yeah. Well, you got your answer to that question, so there you go.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy for him to be going back on the grounds, and maybe one day we'll see him there.
Hey, let's speak it into existence. We're going to be there. That's the one major I have yet to hit. I put my name in a lottery every year, but I never get picked. Same with my dad too. So, but one day we're gonna make it happen. There we go.
I've never put my name on it, but I will do it. I'll do it for you.
Appreciate you. Any names that go in there, the better. There we go. anyway, what a great episode. This was our first of 2 Masters previews. Obviously, next week is Masters week, so let's give it up to you here. Sing a little bit like you did last week, Fernando. Sing a little bit.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
Oh yeah, beautiful stuff right there. We're gonna be playing that all week going into next week, and hear all the wonderful stories and see all the wonderful coverage of the first major of the year, the Masters. If you enjoyed this episode, you're watching for the first time, maybe for Roger, stick with us every week. Like and subscribe to the channel for weekly episodes. We talk all the tours on all the golf as we talk with Roger. There's great golf everywhere.
Exactly. Please subscribe to Nick's channel. We'll see you next week. And the wait is finally over. Major season is here.
Best time of the year. Everybody enjoy your week, and we'll come back to you talking more Masters next Tuesday.